I know, Steve. Just for me personally, my dentist, I don't know, probably started going to that practice 20 years ago. Um, that practice dentist was probably mid-career. She ended up going towards latter part of her career, brought in an associate who ended up becoming the practice owner. She's gone now. She's on vacation all the time
Right.
and is loving her life. And they had
Absolutely.
a really good transition. I'm still there. Other patients, as far as I know, are still there. I know that when we look with clients at transition, it's not always that seamless. Tell me, what do you see that makes a practice easier to transition?
Well, we've been hammering away at this matter of systems, and I'm going to stick right there because a practice is so much easier to transition when it runs on systems rather than personalities. You
Yes.
can transfer systems in with a turnkey kind of thing. You can't always transition personalities. And
Hmm.
so the more that day-to-day success depends on clearly defined workflows instead of specific people, the smoother the handoff. So, as you might expect, we've worked with practices before they transition, practices who are in the middle of a transition, or even after a transition, and sometimes a client sells to a corporate. We've been in all phases of that, and
Right.
we've got one such client who did this more than 4 years ago, and we're still working with the offices they purchased. Um,
Hmm.
so and sometimes DSOs have their own way of doing things, and we see a lot of DSOs today. Particularly, it seems like they're more what would be aggressive in purchasing pediatric practices than any other. But so we've seen all of this kind of play out with DSOs acquiring practices, individuals, associates, like you're talking about, buying the practice. So change management is a big deal, and if you're dealing with all the transitions of a new practice and the added change management that comes into inserting new people into the process because someone didn't like the transition, they left, it wasn't what they wanted to do the rest of their life. Now you're dealing with a lot of change. There are a lot of things change. So uh, there are some things that we can learn from all this, and that is that the more you can um, confine that management of change to a smaller plate of work that the new owner has, so much better things are going to move forward. You won't, as a new owner, you want to be able to pick it up things and then move forward. You don't want to be having to clean things up. As the exiting owner, you want something you can hand off that somebody can say, "Oh, okay, I need to turn the key, I need to press the button, get started, and off we go."
Right.
So that may seem simple, but the reality is you build those systems before you want to transition, not 6 months, before your sell date. You begin building those systems 3 to 5 years before so that you've got something clean,
Right.
easy to hand off. And it ultimately comes down to this: can the next owner step in and run the practice on day one without guessing how things work? That's
Right.
that's the key.